Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about Vivek Ramaswamy, and we're going to talk about the Israeli people. Let's dig into it. All right, so the Israeli people are really special to me. I'm an evangelical Christian. If you don't know, the evangelical Christians have a special relationship with the Israeli people, and the reason why is we believe that the Jewish people were chosen by God, and he is their favorite humans. Like, Jewish people are literally God's favorite humans, right? So, and I'm a Gentile, right? And my relationship with God is when God was like, hey, my love and care for the Jewish people is extended to the Gentiles, right? So my relationship with God is with Jesus Christ is literally, hey, here's my relationship with the Jews. I'm going to extend it to you and treat you like as though you were a Jewish person, right? So it's very unique, right? So I want to talk about why the Jews are America's greatest allies and why they're so special and important to us. And I want to talk about how that fits with being a Vivek Ramaswamy supporter. All right, so let's dig into this. All right, so first of all, two very important people to me are Emily Bazelon and David Plotz. They're on Slate Political Gab Fest. I've seen them in person. I've gone and seen the live podcast so many times I can't even remember now. I've listened to them for like 15 years. I've watched their careers, and I've used them as my own chosen mentors. Right? They're both brilliant. They've both had incredible careers, and I've watched how their careers progress, and I have modeled my own choices, my own personal choices after many of their personal choices, and also use some of their failures to avoid pitfalls of my own, right? So today, literally today, I would listen to Slate Political Gabfest, which is their show. John Dickerson's in there, but he's a Gentile just like me. He's not Jewish like the two of them. And Emily Bazelon told this beautiful story and said that the Jewish people have this tale, this old tale they tell, and in a Jewish city, a wedding procession and a funeral procession come together, right? And the funeral procession is 10 times longer than the wedding procession, right? Which procession goes first? Which procession gets to walk across the street when they come to a crossroads? And which procession has to wait, right? And the Jewish people say the wedding procession goes first. And the reason why is we celebrate life, we celebrate union, we celebrate love. We don't celebrate death, right? And we know our priorities, right? And the wedding procession gets to proceed, and the funeral procession has to wait. And I was like, that is beautiful. And that is why the Israeli people are America's greatest ally, right? And because of their wisdom. That is what they bring to the world. They are the wisest people on earth, and that comes from their incredible relationship with God. God loves them in a different way than he loves any humans, in my opinion, right? And we are counted in, and like when you make it and you get fully loved by God, it's just, all that's happening is you're just counted as a Jewish person, right? Like as a Gentile. It's really special, right? And so I really thought, and so here's where we land, right? And this is truly incredible, and I think this is really special. And so where does that fit with Vivek Ramaswamy? So what does Vivek Ramaswamy think about the Jewish people? I don't know. You're like, wait a second, Scott, shouldn't you know all his policies? No, not at all. There's like 50 different policies for every single candidate, right? And you're like, Scott, shouldn't you have delayed and make sure you knew every single policy before you signed on and started, doing full support for this candidate? Absolutely not, right? Dune. Read it, watch it. Fear is the mind killer. Wrong, right? Delay is the mind killer, right? You look at a candidate, and you know what got me on board with Vivek Ramaswamy? What really, I was like, this is the dude. Drill, frack, burn coal, baby. That's it. I was like, oh, you for realsies, right? Like, you ain't talking a bunch of, political nonsense. You're actually talking action, and you got a side of cool. like I was like, that's it. The moment he said drill, frack, burn coal, I was like, that's a Pennsylvanian, right? Like, I don't know if Vivek Ramaswamy ever been in Pennsylvania, but that dude is invited for a cheesesteak, right? Like, and I was like, that's it. That's all I need to know. Like, if you are a political candidate and you say drill, frack, burn coal, that's it. You're like, y'alls can all kick rocks. I'm here to play. Let's get this done, right? That's all I needed to hear, right? And the reality is, I don't know where Vivek is with the Israeli people, right? So he may not have my back on what I want done for the Israeli people. They are America's greatest ally because of their wisdom and because they are the most kind and tolerant humans on the planet, bar none, right? Across the board, okay? And so, is he going to carry forward my idea? Maybe not yet. But I can reach him and I can change his mind. He is open. He hears the people who are backing him, right? And I feel like I have access to him, that if he holds a position I don't hold, one, I back him as a candidate. I don't back him. He's like, oh, you disagree with me on one thing. I know I'm bound out, buddy. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm going to talk about a candidate that isn't good and complain about your candidate. You back the candidate, okay? There's sad sacks out there literally backing corpse candidate President Joseph Biden, who is far more likely to end up as a corpse if he is elected than any kind of capable leader, right? That's ridiculous. That is absurd. And I'm not down for that. I refuse to get Dianne Feinstein, right? That's okay for Californians. I ain't going to happen to me, right? I refuse to elect someone who is almost certain to turn into a corpse if they try to do that job for 4 years. And that describes both President Trump and President Biden, in my humble opinion, right? So if you have any plans to vote for either one of them, you are a fool of the highest order, okay? We need capability. We do not need a coffin, right? And I consider both President Trump and President Biden corpse candidates. You elect them, you are going to get a corpse within 4 years, in my humble opinion. We just watched it happen, right? If you don't understand that, you are ignoring facts, like, in my humble opinion, right? Like, you're just ignoring the obvious. You just watched it happen. We know what happens to 80-year-old people who are put under incredible strain. It kills them. That's what Dianne Feinstein proves, in my humble opinion. All right? So this is the issue. This is where we need to land. We need to get this done, right? So Vivek Ramaswamy, everything changed this week, right? Wherever you are on the Israeli people, it better change right now, right? Like, they are America's greatest ally. Get on board. Every single word of that is my humble opinion. What's important is when I get to hear yours. Please consider subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.